Time now for another 13th Floor Music Talk interview. Today we bring you Faye Webster, who has just released I Know I'm Funny, Ha Ha, the follow-up to her much-praised 2019 album, Atlanta Millionaires Club. Not surprisingly, we find Faye in Atlanta.
I think your sisters are so pretty. Got drunk and they forgot they met me. I made her laugh one time at dinner. She said I'm funny and then I thanked her. But I know I'm funny, ha ha.
So congratulations on the new album. The previous one, Atlanta Millionaires Club, did very well for you. So I was curious as to how the success of that album kind of impacted on making this one.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of the first time that like people really knew my name, or like if that's people listen to my music, like it's normally referenced back to Atlanta Millionaires Club and not like my self-titled or anything.
Right.
So it's been cool. It's been nice in the sense that like I don't have to reintroduce myself, which I've worked very hard to not have to do anymore.
Right.
It just feels like just another chapter of Faye.
I'm curious, are you aware of the Otara Millionaires Club?
No, what's that?
It was a big hit by OMC. It's a New Zealand act. It's called How Bizarre. It was a hit in the mid 90s. So OMC stood for Otara Millionaires Club, which is Otara, a suburb of Auckland. But I figured you're probably too young to know that.
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, now I know.
Exactly. All righty. So my understanding is that I Know I'm Funny, haha, was kind of written and recorded just as COVID was impending on everybody. How did it affect you making the record?
I mean, there was a part of me that was very content, just because I felt like if I'm not touring anyways, I'm just at home doing nothing.
Right.
So like it was kind of nice to be accustomed to that and just like kind of be in my safe space where I'm comfortable. But it was also it was creatively draining for me. I feel like I kind of struggled a little bit just feeling the need to express myself, just because it was like such a downtime on everybody.
Right.
But I got through it, so I'm very thankful for that.
That's a good thing. Yes, I lots of people, everybody pretty much has gone through that, something like that, and it's interesting to see how different people deal with that situation. So, did you observe that for people around you as well, and take that on board when you were writing?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like just every now and then people would be like, "How are you? I'm good. How are you? What are you doing?" And I feel like even though that's really small conversation, like it's still kind of important to getting through the pandemic.
Right. So when you were actually recording, my understanding is you did a lot of the vocals at home, but how was the rest of the record put together?
Yeah, it kind of started off just like writing a song, then going to record it shortly after and coming back and just starting over. But when the pandemic hit, that was like obviously not a safe process. So the latter half of the record is just done in 2 weeks at the studio, and I came home and sang on it. So it's different than what I'm normally used to, but it was a good experience, and I feel like I'm more prepared now. Next time I can't be in my comfort zone.
Okay. So you used your producer, Drew Vandenberg. What's the relationship with him as far as how you work together?
Yeah, Drew is a very important component to my music. We've worked on my past 3 records together,
right?
In some way or some form, and yeah, he's kind of just like a very iconic engineer in Athens, Georgia. It's kind of hard to be in Athens and not know who that person is.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think we just like worked together a very long time ago, and it just instantly worked. And then from there, it was just like, all right, let's keep doing it, because it works.
And so when you're working together, what kind of communication do you have with him as far as the sound that you're after and what you're trying to achieve on each particular track?
Yeah, Drew's really good. I mean, we're all really close. And my band is, we're all friends, so it's just kind of like this instant chemistry in the room when we're recording. But I mean, Drew's very involved just because he's there talking to us all day, but he's really good at communicating. I feel like I'll be after something really specific
Right.
and I can't explain it, and I'll just be like using like gestures and weird stuff, and he'll just be like, oh yeah, she means this, and explain it perfectly, and it comes
Right.
across perfectly to the band. So yeah, he's pretty involved.
Now, the album opens with a track called Better Distractions. And I think there's a music video that goes along with it as well. And to me, I know the song that came to my mind when I heard it, because I'm an old guy, was this old tune by Brooke Benton called Rainy Night in Georgia that was written by Tony Joe White. Are you familiar with that at all?
No.
Oh, it came out like 1969, so way before your time. But it has that same kind of late night, being kind of on your own vibe to it.
Sit around until I find something better to spend my time, but nothing's appealing. Nothing really lasts that long for me to realize I'm still alone and you're not with me.
What were you thinking when you recorded it, when you wrote it?
When I wrote it, I mean, I never know what it's gonna sound like, just because it's me in my bedroom or me in my kitchen writing these songs into my iPhone demos.
Right.
So I never know what it sounds like, but I remember that one. We kind of recorded earlier on in the process because it came out first. But yeah, I just remember playing it live, and I think that's our second take.
Okay.
The one on the record, just because it was just like, oh yeah, this sounds great. And just like making eye contact with people, like, yeah, keep doing that. Like, that sounds good, keep doing that. So it's kind of just like that instant hit track that's always
Right.
been on the record.
So do you usually have folks in the room with you when you're recording your vocal? Because it feels like you're all by yourself.
Really? Yeah. I mean, we live track everything on the record. It's my last record, and I'll sing, like I'll do my scratch vocals when we live track, but I always just go home and on top of it, re-sing my parts, just because I like to focus on vocals separately.
Right. And do you listen to other vocalists? Do you kind of take inspiration from anybody in particular, or do you try to stay away from that too?
I like vocalists who, hit that first take and they're just like, all right, whatever, like might have not been the strongest take, but like I don't really want to like revisit it and make it too perfect. Just because I don't really consider myself that strong of a singer. Like, I'm not really belting or like doing impressive vocal work. I'm just really just trying to say these words as clearly as I can.
Right. Now there's a song called Overslept on the later in the album, and you have a guest vocalist on there. Her name is, what is it, Me or May Laora?
May Laora, yeah.
May Laora.
Yeah, I was just a fan of May, and then just really over the course of working or being friends with her just online, just for how much I listened to her, I was just like, if I were to have anybody on this record, I really feel like it should be you, just for how influential you've been to me during the process of making this record and the timeline of this. So yeah, I just asked her and she just like sent some vocals back and it was perfect. And I was like, I have no notes. Like, this is great.
So is she based in Japan or is she somewhere in it?
She is.
Yeah. So how did you connect with her?
I just found her on Spotify through a related artist, a related artist through somebody I was listening to. And it was just like an instant connection I had with her.
That's interesting that Spotify's, because everybody sees those related to, but it's
Yeah, and I never click on it ever.
works for you, the artist as well. That's cool. So the album was released on June 25th, I believe. Did you do anything special on the day? What was it like releasing the album compared to the previous one in 2019?
Yeah, I went to New York for the release and just had this really small, intimate show. My family flew up there. Everybody from my label that I love so much was there, and it was really special. It was fun. It's kind of really the only celebration I've ever had for a record, so that was nice.
Because I do remember there was some discussion in reviews and things on the previous record where people were worried that you should get out more, and that, you know, from reading into the lyrics that you're very isolated. And then now everybody's kind of gone through that isolation. Have you gotten out more? It feels like it from the record, without getting into, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the pandemic's been tough, obviously, but I do just think in general I'm in a better place, just in my life than my last record. So that's nice.
Right, right. So, and now that you have a few records under your proverbial belt, how do you look at your kind of a career arc? Do you look at it like that, or you just take it as kind of one song, one record at a time?
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'm just working on something, and I'm so passionate about what I'm doing at the time. So I feel like I'm still kind of just living in this one, not really thinking about other things, overthinking too much.
Mm-hmm. And are you able to go on tour now, or is that something?
Yeah, we're going on tour in September.
Oh, cool. And what's that going to be like?
I don't know. I hope it'll be fun because it's just me and my friends in a van.
How can it be bad then?
Yeah.
And do you get much interaction with your fans when you go out and hit the road?
Yeah, I feel like I've always been that artist to just, like, as soon as I'm done, walk out to the merch table.
Right.
Just because growing up and going to shows of people that I really love, I feel like that kind of makes it worthwhile, is being able to just, like, show somebody that you do relate and you're here for a reason. And I like that feeling.
Is there a particular interaction that you had with somebody that you looked up to that you kind of remember? And
yeah, one time when I was in high school, I went to a Dawes show and gave them one of my, like, a first just demo CD of mine.
Right.
And I saw that they, like, tweeted at me a week later and was like, "This is my favorite song." Like, they actually listened to it.
Really?
And I was like, oh my gosh, that isn't, I thought you're gonna throw it away. Like, I don't know what I thought. So that was nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, and so do people hand you music to listen to when you're out and about?
I don't think so. I mean, people will send me stuff online.
Right.
But I do think that it's the physical thing is a completely different gesture. I like that.
Right. Cool. So are you thinking about the next record yet, or is it too soon?
Definitely not. No way.
All righty. Well, hopefully you'll have fun on the road. Have you been to New Zealand before?
No,
You have to come down. See us.
I haven't. Yeah, that would be sick.
It would be. It is. Very good. Well, thank you for talking to me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Good to see that things are happening in Atlanta there. It's a beautiful town. Is it still a beautiful town? I haven't been there in a very long time, but
Always.
yeah, always. Very good. All right. Thank you and have a great day.
Yeah, see you. You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.